Hey yo, what is up? We're talking about 3 different dot skates today. I'm putting them to the test and to the best of my knowledge share what I know about these most popular dot skates on the market today. We have the Obsidian Pros, or call these Wallhacks nowadays, I suppose. And they're, they're pretty popular right now. These are Obsidian Reds, or I don't know what other name you call it. It's also from the same company. And then the last one we have is the Tiger Ice V2s. These are one of the most popular ones, especially in Asia, I suppose. The skates on your mouse are like tires on your car or bike. That analogy I want to share with you. They are the only point of contact that you have between the car and the road. Think of thick pads. They're like, thick pads are like, 335 tires on a Lamborghini. Thick fat tires. They're wide. They're gonna, provide more contact on the road because of their bigger footprint, and therefore they're gonna give you more grip. While a skinny tire, like a 185 tire on your Kia, probably, has a very light feel on the steering wheel, and it won't go around corners very well because of those skinny tires and small contact point on the road. Now imagine riding a mountain bike with a 2.4 inch thick tires, and then jumping on a road bike with those skinny 1 inch tires. The road bike with the skinny tires feel very light to when you turn the wheel. It's like very easy to maneuver, and as it's got much less rolling resistance than a mountain bike tire with 2.4 inch thick tires. Now these 3 skates that I have here are made with the similar materials. They have different sub properties that make them harder or softer, essentially. On the left are the Obsidian Pros in black, which is the hardest material of the bunch. Now at first I thought these were closer to some kind of urethane, polyurethane, but they're not actually. They're still PTFE, I think, some kind of PTFE, but a harder form. The middle one are Obsidian Reds, which I would say are like medium hard, and on the right are the Tiger Ice V2s, which are the softest of the 3. They're still pretty hard, but they're softest of the 3. Now I'm testing on the Arenair Gecko. This is a control pad that has a hard and fast base. It's got a rubber base, but it's firm, and it's, if I had to compare it, I'd say it closely resembles the IKEA Lens Polari pad. Now they aren't exactly the same texture, but they feel the same when you're sliding your mouse across it. It's a lot like the IKEA Lens Polari pad. It feels smooth and it feels quick, is what I wanted to say. Now the Obsidian Pros, or Wallhack, like I mentioned, is the hardest of the 3 dots, and usually a hard material like this means it's a little bit more brittle compared to softer materials. Under the microscope you're going to see the material look like this. They're gonna have like jagged edges, and they look like mountains. They look like ridges and mountains, and this material is going to have better grip. It's going to have less slippery properties compared to softer materials. It's by no means slow, because remember the skinny tire analogy, we're still on dot skates, so it's still going to be pretty quick regardless of whether they're hard or they're soft. But the material itself provides more friction than the other 2 softer PTFE materials. Now next up are my personal favorite dots, the Obsidian Reds. Again, this is a harder PTFE material. The hardness and speed sits between the Tiger Eyes and the Obsidian Pros. The Obsidian Reds and the Obsidian Blacks were specifically recommended for glass pads because of their hardness and durability properties. But this does not make them limited to glass pads. If you have a fast cloth pad, for example, like an artisan Hien, and you need a bit more control, these options could be what help you to get or keep it under control a little bit. And the last one I have for you is the Tiger Eyes V2. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the V2s are a harder formula than the V1s, because the V1s were so soft and fast, they were wearing out too quickly. The Tiger Eyes V2s are the fastest and softest of the three. If you look under a microscope, they will be more like flat like this. You know what I mean? Instead of jagged and pointy, they will have blunt ridges. And you know, if you need more speed from your current pad, this is the way to go. Changing your skates are the most cost-effective way to alter your glide. It costs about $5-6 and is way cheaper option than changing out your pad, because your pad is going to be like $30 minimum, $30, $50, $60 for a nice expensive pad. I tested these 3 skates over 15 days. Each skate went through 5 scenarios once a day, 5 days each, so 5, 10, 15 days. So in total I had like 25 attempts on each skate. Only the Obsidian Reds broke my personal best 2 times in 25 attempts. So they all performed pretty normally in my opinion. The 5 scenarios that I played were the 1 wall 6 targets small, and in that scenario the Obsidian Reds did the best, marginally better than the 2. I'm not saying that it's better by a lot, it just produced better, slightly better results than the other 2. That is the 1 wall 6 target small. The next scenario was 1 wall 6 target TE, which is also dots, but these are bigger dots. And the Tiger Eyes V2 did the best out of the 3. Again, not phenomenally better, but a little bit better. The next scenario is the Kata IC fast strafe. This is like you know, your target juking you, moving very quickly, left right left right left right, and you have to track it all the way through. And again, the Tiger Eyes V2 did the best in this scenario. Again, not a lot better, but in terms of the results, they had the it had the better scores. I can just show it to you quickly. What was I talking about? Fast strafes, this one. So the Tiger Eyes was the last 5 days, 3, 4, 5. So they had the better results than the last 10 days here, as you can see. So the Tiger Eyes V2, best results in that scenario. The next scenario was long strafes, which is basically the same thing, except your target this time is moving across your screen, not very quickly, but you just need to keep tracking it. And in this scenario, the Obsidian Reds did the best out of all 3 Obsidian Reds, slightly better. If I just showed you the results over here, you could see it. It's called not this one, fast strafes, this one. And in my opinion, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the Obsidian Reds did the best. Sorry, this is fast strafe, the wrong one. Long strafe is the one I was looking for. And Obsidian Reds in fact had a personal best here. One of the personal bests was with the Obsidian Reds, far exceeding my old personal best. So you know, I can't complain. I have to give it to the Obsidian Reds. And then the last scenario is the kovaaks sandbox intro scenario. And in this scenario, the Obsidian Pros did the best. So the Obsidian Pros were the first 5 days, which were this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in the law of averages, the Obsidian Pros did the best. Now, as you can see from the results, they all look pretty much the same. The Obsidian Pros just edged everyone else slightly because of its consistency. The other two had some low days, had some pretty bad scores on some days, but they were still able to hit the high scores as well, but just not as often as the Obsidian Reds. Overall, all 3 skates performed below my expectations because the median scores were slightly lower than average. But remember, I'm testing on a newer pad that has unknown performance properties. So in the past, all my best scores came from mice with stock fat pads, stock pads like these, thick fat pads. I was using the Hayate Otsu and Tenta X, not this pad. So in closing, I'm gonna say I will not run these 3 dot skates on this particular pad. What do you think? Should I run this test again on my best performing pads and share the results? Should I do another 15 days on this pad? If you think so, let me know in the comments and I will do that. I will sacrifice another 15 days to run this test and bring you another video. Anyway, thanks for watching. I will see you on the next one. Bye bye. Okay, time for bonus content. What I'm going to do here actually is give you bonus content because I'm also curious to find out if a fat thick pads like this on my favorite pad, would I yield better results on the kovaaks. So I'm doing it live. This is bonus content. It's pretty boring for most people, but for those people who want to know if there is a difference, remember I only do these scenarios once a day. So this is going to be my first attempt. I'm going to do my best to give you, to do my best in this scenario anyway, and see if I can beat the score. So let's start with this. This is kind of like my warm-up. I do this scenario for my warm-up and I don't really take it too seriously. Really strange to do this without the sound because I have my headphones off at the moment. And I have a huge camera, well, not a huge camera, a small camera right in front of the screen, kind of like blocking it as well. And I forgot to use my wrist rest, my silicone wrist rest, which I normally use when I'm playing. But it doesn't matter, this is just like kind of like a warm-up. I feel like I'm pretty slow actually, yeah, so the results completely tanked, and this is a testament to it because new surface, new mouse without the wrist rest, so I'm not going to hold it against myself. But that's done. Let's move on to the next scenario. So we'll start with the 5 scenarios, starting with this one. So let's do it. Oh, hang on, I need to put on my headphones just so that I can get some little bit of feedback. So starting my first of one of 5 scenarios that I do every day. Let's go. I feel like this is going to be a pretty bad score as well, because I'm feeling a little bit lost because I'm using a new pad. For the last 15 days I've been using the Gecko. Now I'm switching to my favorite old pad, but I feel like it's something very different, something new, and I don't feel like I'm quick. So the result is kind of poor. High score is here, and this is pretty poor score, but that's okay. That's only the first. This is only the first day, first attempt, so no problem. I'm doing a bit better right now. This hand camera is kind of like bothering me a bit actually. This one is right in front of the. It's right in front of the screen. I think I should move it and end the recording on this and just record the top down camera. Let's go. Stop. Move that camera. Okay, now I got the mic in front of my face, so not an excuse. Also not used to the mic in front of my mouth. But yeah, that's okay. This one is called fast tracking, yeah. I'm not doing very well actually. I can feel like I'm not doing well. Feels kind of jittery than what I'm used to. I don't know if it's the pad or it's the skates. Or it's the coffee that I just had. But I don't think this is a good result. Oh, it's not too bad. It's just about average from the last 15 days, I guess. This is the, if I show you this result, this is the Tiger Eyes V2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 days Tiger Eyes V2. This is the Obsidian, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the Obsidian Pros, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. So, as you can see, I'm just about maybe slightly better than the last 15 days on average. This is the fourth scenario. This one is my favorite one because it's the easiest one for me, so I should do pretty well. Oh no, I'm not doing well actually. The skates or the pad? Are not a good combination. Because I can feel like I'm not tracking well. Usually I'm a lot better than this. Yeah, I feel some tugging. I don't know if it's the pad or it's the skates. Here, that is the Obsidian Reds here with the best score. Okay, and the last scenario, kovaaks sandbox intro. This is a pretty simple, easy scenario as well, that I can almost on any pad, any mouse, I can keep it at the highest scores. I can already feel I'm not going to do very well, because I don't have total control of the mouse here. I'm overshooting. And I'm not snapping fast enough. Look, see? The snap is not accurate. So I don't know if it's me, it's the pad, or it's the skates. Something is not optimal right now. This scenario is pretty easy to keep at the highest score. So if I'm not reaching the highest score, well, it's not too bad. The high scores are somewhere here. So I expect myself to be hovering around here. But here is still acceptable for the first attempt, so I'm not going to be too upset about that. But yeah, there's the bonus content. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you. Bye bye.